forming jammer for Gotham. So no surprise that that is who they are leading with right off the line. However, Scald Eagle picking up lead.
Out first and fast. Misty Maven, though, coming around really quickly, shortening that track distance. But Denver setting up for some offense. And will it be fast enough to shut out Gotham? Misty Maven quite pleased, picking up 1 point there, putting points on the board for Gotham. Denver with 2.
Track cut being signaled by Alice, the jam ref.
And that's that moment where Wilhelm was able to provide a little bit of defensive play there, being caught up at the back of the pack. All right, we have Misty Maven with the star pushing on that Denver line toward the top of the pack, but it is Klein out there for Denver, your captain with lead.
Yeah, Klein out there so quickly. We didn't have the name on the overlay just at the beginning of the jam. Hitting the deck on the knees, calls the jam. A single point picked up by Denver.
We're going to pair. We'll see if this stays put. And we see that moment again where Klein was able to take the inside line. Let's see how the blockers make their formation. They come back to the jammer line there.
Gotham controlling this and rolling everybody back over the jammer line as the start happens. Misty Maven getting through. Second lead. The first 4 leads jammers of the game were all for Denver. Now it's back-to-back for Gotham.
Klein coming up against Violet Knockout now, and it is Violet Knockout with, actually rather with a penalty there. Sent to the roller derby elite penalty box on a forearm call.
Maven looking to the bench for some instructions. Klein with the hop over the apex at 3.
And able to get that initial now. And it seems like the teams are trading blockers out to the penalty box. I do believe Denver has pack advantage, or they're even going into this next jam.
But with those 8 points picked up by Gotham, we've got our first lead change of the game. Gotham 16, Denver 10, under 23 to go. Having a look here at Maven, just sidestepping that flick attempt coming from number 20.
Able to just, if she's got speed, watch out.
Klein and Misty Maven off the jammer line. Akers with the side swipe on Maven. Misty Maven now drawn back by Garten.
Denver blockers being incredibly effective, taking up that negative space on the track, but it is Misty Maven out in front with lead.
Misty Maven now 2 for 3 for lead status.
Klein has the star in hand. Could pass it to Akers. Akers is positioned quite appropriately in front, but also trying to block Misty Maven, although able to get by on turn 1 there. Klein still working through that initial and able to get by there, and now out of the pack.
Yeah, offense coming back here. Nice C-sweep coming from Gotham. Unable, though, to completely free Misty Maven.
And Misty gets that point that was she was looking for in that last scoring pass. Really effective use of the sticking the hips out, right? Just even that 1 point makes such a big difference in this game, and we are seeing another lead change. Gotham at 26 now, Denver 24. Here's a replay of that incredible track awareness by Misty Maven.
Yeah, sweet.
Back to the action right now. Misty Maven with the star, but it is Wilhelm. Denver out with lead.
Both Wilhelm has about a half a lap lead right now, but pace is picked up as Gotham trying to get to the front.
Yeah, it is a race now. Skaters all over the track. And a spill there.
Ooh, Akers went down hard over the top of Wilhelm.
Whatever, I guess, distraction they can, because the pack is so tight. When one gets a path, the other is following quite closely behind.
Rydell Skates is the innovative leader in roller skates and has been for over 70 years. Find out more at rydell.com.
Wilhelm v. Misty Maven, and it is Misty Maven out with lead for Gotham. So that'll change things up there in that streak you were just talking about, Mr. Whistler. Misty Maven already coming up on a scoring pass on turn 1. Going into turn 2, Wilhelm getting caught up in that blocking wall. Misty Maven quite literally trapped well, was rather around Leah Davidson, but out with 5 points.
Yeah, Wilhelm just at an absolute stop, throws a hip at Misty Maven, not enough to really impede the progress that much. But Gotham right now has Wilhelm exactly where they want to.
Oh, and just as we say that, there is a forearm call on Misty Maven, and it is now a power jam situation for Denver with this jam running the full 2 minutes.
Yeah, so 5 points already picked up on the jam by Misty Maven. May have more in the pocket. 41-33 the score, but an opportunity knocking here for Wilhelm.
Gotham does have pack advantage, although as I say that, Akers now coming up as the pivot and joined by another Denver blocker. So now both teams at full strength. Misty Maven, though, now standing in the penalty box and has been released. Coming up around turn 3, is there going to be too much distraction? Leah Davidson able to bring Misty Maven back even just a little bit more. Misty Maven able to stay on those skates, on those toe stops with a pirouette out of the pack.
See Leah Davidson giving some help to Wilhelm, grabbing the jersey to try to keep Wilhelm from falling into the infield, but unfortunately got separated and had to let her go.
And this is a big jam for Gotham. 14 points on the board there by Maven, and that was with a penalty.
Yeah, so strong kill by Gotham.
There's Wilhelm providing that defense.
I think that's where we're seeing the forearm. Nope, not quite certain. Hard to get a good read on it. The team timeout, though, being requested by Denver. This is a derby stance team timeout.
And we see those replays continue, just that incredible footwork by Maven.
Wreck-It Randa and Aggie Battery.
And there was that replay moment of that incredible hit by Blackman. You have Misty Maven out fast, right alongside Klein there for Denver. Both very fast, agile jammers. Maven being very effective so far in this game. Klein pushing down, digging down on that line of Roxy Dallas, Violet knockout. Trying to get some assistance there by Barton, but Akers for Denver is now going to the penalty box. Pack advantage Gotham, and now lead jammer goes to Misty Maven.
Yeah, Denver really has to switch to the O a little more quickly there. They did get into the thick of things, but unfortunately what that's doing at this point, leaving an opening on the outside for Misty Maven. But it's a hard challenge right now because Klein is hung up with star in hand. Does get through now at turn 2, completing the initial pass. Ready with one completed scoring pass, and that's number 2 for Misty Maven.
And there with the call off, shutting out Denver on that last jam. Mr. Whistler, you really mentioned that that strategy, and you're correct there. That offensive switch needs to happen just a little quicker to get that action going. And plus the pack is staying so tight, and that's Maven's using that to her advantage, as you can see right here.
Yeah, taking a whip off the back of Daryl, number 1680. Opportunities to correct your behavior as almost like accumulating fouls in basketball.
Yes.
And there are times when skaters will maybe do one of those it's worth it things if it is able to restrain the opposing jammer. But both of those blockers not afraid to do what they have to do.
And it is Misty Maven out with lead, but wow, what a physical go through on that initial. Getting bumped out, bumping right back in. Scald Eagle out on the initial as well.
Yeah, Gotham losing Sarah McKemmy to a forearm penalty in the roller derby elite penalty box.
So far,
Violet knockout, grabbing Misty Maven for a whip.
that was a blocker on blocker whip there. Leah Davidson using Akers' jersey to get that bump out. Really effective way when the pack is moving that fast. We're seeing speed, of course, a big factor, especially up against Misty Maven.
Denver requesting an official review, so that will stop the clock with 1:07 to go.
There's that assist from Gotham. as Misty Maven gets into the pack.
Yep, lots of love in this building for Braun Swanson last night and today.
The moment, I believe, of a possible out-of-bounds block.
Could be what they were talking about. We didn't get any sense as to where on the track or when within the jam it happened.
Yes, that moment though that we just saw on the replay did happen
like
in the
was
initial.
What they were thinking of
yes,
anyway.
was in the initial, and then on turn one. So that was just what the replay showed.
That impact could not be attributed, is what it sounded like. We're having a little bit of issue picking up the sound from in-house.
And there's that moment once again that we saw earlier in the replay on Misty Maven's initial pass there on turn one. Wilhelm up against Misty Maven.
Yeah, a bit of dancing, as it were, behind the line to get going, but Wilhelm picking up lead.
Yeah, it seems like that distraction really played into Wilhelm's favor. Oh, but Misty Maven able to get around Leah Davidson. Wilhelm gets by, picks up 4 points, and calls off.
Gotham did just double shift Misty Maven there, but looks like they will send out a fresh jammer.
There's that moment,
Leah Davidson with the yellow skate. All breaks and defensive call off there. So nice play by Kate Sarasara. Doesn't pick up any points, but whatever will be, will be.
And it appears Maven's success so far in the jamming part of this bout is going to see her being heavily rotated in. Maven now back out with the star up against Wilhelm for Denver.
Yeah, Gotham keeping them about 5 feet behind the edge of the start box. Maven with the lateral movement. Denver still trying to create spaces for Wilhelm, but anytime they start to do that, again, that means that there's space for Maven.
And that's exactly what happened there on the outside. Turn one, right as approaching the pivot line. Maven able to come out, and as I say that, already back to turn one now, trying to get by for those points. Easily does so on the outside, not taking much time, picking up 5 points.
Yeah, Gotham now knocking on the door triple digits. Misty Maven will have a nice opportunity here, though. Sarah McKemmy with a long drawback on Wilhelm to turn 2.
Incredible one-on-one blocking by Leah Davidson, but there is an out-of-play call there. Illegal contact, rather.
Yeah, that's the first penalty of the game for Leah Davidson. Leah Davidson skating quite cleanly and quite effectively this weekend.
Wilhelm with star in hand, hoping to get by. Getting through that initial. Her pivot Blackman now holding up Maven.
Yeah, Wilhelm is star in hand. For a half second, it looked as though was going to sneak it into the hand of Blackman. Did not do so.
We're now looking at turn 2, and with that, Maven able to turn out of the pack, picking up 5 points. Maven back again. 10 seconds left in the jam. Wilhelm able to get out on the initial right at that point. A big jam for Misty Maven. Able to pick up, we'll see in just a moment here, 3 points on that last scoring pass for a total of 18 on the jam.
Yeah, and those 18 points, that is going to be the highest scoring jam of the game. Scald Eagle had 16 in one of the jams in the opening half. That is now surpassed. So 110 for Gotham, 76 for Denver, 22 and a half to go. Make sure it is clear you are signaling that call off. So
yes.
It is a defensive call off. No points for either side. Gotham held scoreless for the previous 4 jams now.
So Maven working laterally as we've seen and getting by on the outside. It has worked really well for Maven to do the full track back side to side rather. There's Wilhelm out on the initial. That's why the crowd is getting all pumped up here. Speed just moving so fast, Maven.
Maven went down slow to get up at the end of this jam. We also have Violet Knockout down at turn 2.
Maven is up on skates and now actually going towards turn 2 there. It was quite a finish and a flourish to that jam. Maven calling it off on her stomach there on the straightaway between turns 2 and 3.
Clock stopped at 17:44. Violet Knockout able to skate just fine to the bench on her 1 point separating these two teams now. 113 for Gotham, 112 for Denver at the halfway point of the second half.
Both jammers taking a run-up start. Maven very quickly bouncing on those toe stops. Klein almost getting that inside apex turn there. Not quite possible. Getting shut out, a forearm call on Klein.
Took a while for that penalty to be received. Was issued, but it took a couple of attempts. Getting very loud here in the arena, so no additional penalties awarded as a result, of course, because you got to make sure that the skater has heard and received.
And it appears Gotham is saying, Maven, you can do this on your own. Maven's just still grinding it out there. Hasn't completed her initial. And an effective penalty kill. Klein already out of the roller derby elite penalty box.
Yep, challenging that tripod at the back of the straightaway. Unable to pierce.
And Leah Davidson, Misty Maven. That has been quite the fight between those two. And we have a star pass over to Blackman for Denver. Pack speeding up. Maven trying to collect some more points. Maven, of course, with lead, having been still eligible.
That's first star pass of the game for Denver.
It was effective in slowing things down, although Misty Maven, of course, able to pick up 4 points there.
Gotham now with a 5-point lead, 117 to 112. Having a look here at Klein going through on. They run it long, but it's a net pickup of 6 as that jam goes 18 to 12 for Denver. They now lead by 1 point, 130 to 129, 10 and a half to go in the second half.
Yeah, with no lead assessed in that last one, they certainly had to just gun it for those points. Misty Maven now out with the speed, very quickly picking up lead. Wilhelm getting caught in the straightaway there, using all of her blockers' jerseys to try to get by. With the drawback there, fast and loose.
Yeah, Livy Smalls with the takedown, but unable to draw back Wilhelm far enough.
Leah Davidson trying to apex jump to get in front of Misty Maven. who's now looking at her bench to say, when should I call off? She does collect all 5 points on that scoring pass.
Here's another lead change back in Gotham's favor. They're up by 4, 134 to 130. 9:40 left on the period clock. Let's have another look at the start. And just see Misty Maven just getting around Blackman, unable to contain.
Once she's moving, her momentum, her hips, everything's facing forward into the safe space of that track. It is incredibly hard to stop that path. Or on Giles on that last jam. This game, of course, is for the bronze. It's for all the glory. It's for the medal here at the 2018 International WFTDA Championships. Misty Maven with the star for Gotham. Scald Eagle out for Denver. Maven doing her signature cutting, creating that path. Scald now trying to find that same clear cut. Maven taking down fast and loose, I believe.
Yeah, everybody resetting, going back. Denver's starting to get a little spread apart, and that's going to allow Misty Maven to get through and pick up a 5 spot. Scald Eagle, star in hand, tries to hop the apex, knocked to the infield by Caffeine. Caffeine being a fiend on the track this weekend, very strong, always in the midst of everything.
Scald Eagle still hung up there at the back of the pack. Misty Maven out for another 5 points. Turn 2 is where the action's happening.
Yeah, pack not moving past. In fact, now they're going all the way back to turn 1. Let's start this again.
Scald Eagle trying for that run up. Of course, her pivot, Wierzbinski, is held up in there. Scald Eagle goes through. There was a high block call on
Sarah McKemmy picking that up. And that opened up a little bit of space in the pack. And Scald Eagle able to get through to pick up the initial pass. But a big answer for Gotham here. After Denver closes the gap and takes the lead, we're back in a tie position. 14-0 jam for Gotham.
So I don't want to get too strange with numbers here, Mr. Whistler, but at the half there was a 14-point difference on that straightaway.
We saw Kate Sarasara, as you noted, ever so close to breaking through the same opening. 148 to 137, just under 6 minutes to go.
Misty Maven, though, out in front with lead very quickly, able to use the momentum around turn 1. And that is not the skater that you want to create any space for. Gaipin out on the initial, and that means Maven will call it after collecting those 4 points.
Yeah, first time Gaipin out with the star, not picking up lead. 3 for 4, though, 75%, nothing to sneeze at. Giles and Wilhelm.
It has been stress tested, folks, those jerseys.
Violet knockout on that last jam with the back block penalty. That was trip number 7. So Violet knockout has fouled out of the game.
And it is Scald Eagle on the line for Denver. Misty Maven out with the star for Gotham.
Saw Scald Eagle there again, grabbing the jersey of S.H. Long to stay in bounds.
And not enough there for Denver to slow Maven down. She's coming back right up to turn 1 to collect those points. Staying inbounds, getting around S.H. Long. Picks up 3 points for Gotham.
Denver taking a team timeout. It's their last team timeout. They will have an official review at their disposal remaining. They're going to stop the clock at 1:59.
Where did the time go, Mr. Whistler?
It's just
What's
gone.
happening?
Coaching juniors and also mental performance. Find out more at rule56.com. There's Misty Maven getting around the outside and finding a way through the inside, as Misty Maven does.
Just seeing that replay just shows how crucial it is to keep the hips in the direction of where you want to go. Maven doing that so well, executing that path with her hips there. We also want to say a big thank you to our producer, Lotus Sarcasm, who has been phenomenal all champs long, all season long. So thank you for the great work there, and there's lots of numbers to crunch. What a fascinating game, but right now the only numbers that matter the time on the board, the score right now as we go into this jam, Gotham 155, Denver 147. It is Guypen with a star for Denver, Maven out there for Gotham.
Yeah, Gotham double shifting Misty Maven, having gone through 2 team timeouts there, 1 for each team. That's going to freshen up Misty Maven, who's going to pick up lead.
Going to pick up lead. Guypen out, though, on the initial. The pack pretty split up between turns 2 and 3. Denver now moving to the front, trying to protect those points.
Well, they're going to have yielded at least 1 here. But Guypen coming through the inside. Tracy Akers sweeping Livy Smalls off.
And it is fast and loose with the inside knockout on Guypen. Bringing her back. There's Misty Maven getting a little bit hung up, but also just using that jammer patience that you need to know when exactly to move. Literally stepping through and by, getting past Leah Davidson. Akers, the final blocker to pass on that one.
So we have less than a minute of period clock time. There are 2 additional seconds on the jammer clock, though, and that means that if Gotham is able to hold this and just skate out the rest of this jam, they can do so and lock up the bronze medal.
Oh, and Guypen does a star pass there to Blackman, but Blackman getting tripped up on the Gotham blockers. And it is a grind out here. That's turn 1. Things are slowing. Blackman putting on the star for Denver, knowing she can collect points.
15 seconds left in the period. Another 5 points. 164 for Gotham, 147 for Denver. It is just about over, under 5 seconds to go.
And we see the period clock winding down there. And that
Nathan just plays it
game.
safe. It's like, it's only 2 seconds difference between the period clock and the jammer clock.